So engineers are required to have a knowledge of both physics and mathematics if they want to find suitable solutions to problems or make improvements to the status quo. So engineers as such, they should have a very good knowledge of mathematics, and along with that it is required that they have knowledge of relevant sciences for the design of projects and learn new material throughout their career. Now, if for example multiple options exist, then engineers can weigh different design choices on their merits and choose the solution that best matches the requirement. And one of the crucial and unique tasks of the engineer is that he must identify, understand and interpret the constraint on the design, that is the challenges that are faced during the design of a particular product. Because if we do not know what are the challenges that will happen when you are using a particular device, we cannot make a device or a product to be a successful one. So engineer must be aware of the constraint in the design. So these are some of the methodology involved in engineering. And apart from that, it is not enough to build a successful project, it must also meet further requirement. When once a product is finished, a lot of testing takes place, such that in such a way that whenever the product is given to the client or to the end user, it must meet the requirements of the end user. Now what are the constraints that an engineer will face while making a device or a product is, what are the available resources, what are the physical limitations, imaginative limitations and technical limitations, and what is the flexibility for future modifications and addition. For example, smartphone, we are uploading so many, or we are making so many apps that are downloaded in the smartphone. So these are some of the future modification. The phone that is designed must support all the apps, the new apps that are being developed. So the hardware that we are designing must be able to support the software. Okay. And there are other factors such as cost is important, because like every one of us as a end user, I would always want my product to be economic and efficient, and I'm sure everyone wants it. At the same time, we cannot compromise on safety. Looking for a economic car, okay, I want an economic car but I don't want safety, so nobody will ever think in that way. Economy along with safety, marketability, producibility and serviceability. So serviceability, we should not forget the importance of serviceability. You cannot buy a product which is just use and throw. You invest so much for a product just to use and throw. No, that is not possible. So these are some of the constraints of the real-time challenges that an engineer faces, or he must keep in mind while designing any product. So by understanding these constraints, the engineers derive specification for limits within which a viable object or system may be produced and operated. And then we will see the problem solving. So how engineers apply problem solving. So engineers use their knowledge of science and maths. That is why while choosing engineering stream, the most important marks that are considered compared to other are science and mathematics. And apart from that, when you are designing a product, you definitely need to have some appropriate experience so that you will find suitable solution to any problem. Now engineering is considered as it is a part, or it is a sub branch of both maths and science, and engineers must evaluate different design choices. They must be able to find out or know the merits and demerits of a particular design, and then they have to choose a particular design. Trade-off should always be there. And there exists an overlap between sciences and engineering practice in engineering. One is the applied science. Both areas of endeavor rely on accurate observation of materials and phenomenon and use mathematics and classification criteria to analyze and communicate the objectives. So scientists are expected to interpret their observation and make expert recommendations so that it could be used for practical application based on what they are making the interpretation. So we will, in the next class, we will discuss the remaining concepts in unit 1. So far what we have seen is the different era, starting from ancient era, renaissance, modern, and other things. And we have seen what an engineer is, how an engineer is supposed to evolve, and the problem solving skills that an engineer should possess. We will continue in the next class.